Hey, this is Haynes Merritt, and today we're going to take an old painting that I have. I just offloaded some paints onto a piece of paper one day when I was at the beach and had made some marks on it and just left it. And today I'm going to turn it into a negative space painting of some ferns. And I'll show you how I do that. I was searching for a way to do landscapes and trees. I'm an abstract painter, and so doing representational painting is quite a challenge for me. And so I was looking for a way that just felt right to me, and negative space painting was something that came up. And so I've been giving it a try, and so today we're going to work on this. I'll show you how I do it. Okay, so let's get started. You're probably going to watch me do this upside down, but I will turn it around at some point to show you. I don't know if you can see or not. I have taken a black marker and I have drawn out the rough shape of some ferns. And what I'm going to do is use some red light paint mixed with some white to fill in around the drawn ferns that I have. And so I'm going to just start doing that. And I'm going to start off with a little bit larger brush, and then I'll fill in with a smaller one. I really have enjoyed exploring this technique. It sort of rings true for me. I don't, you can learn a lot of different things from a lot of different teachers. And I actually just stumbled across this. I think I first saw it in Suzanne Allard's class, but it just really didn't ring a bell with me at that point during the class because there were so many things that I was learning. But I did see it in a YouTube video and just kind of fell in love with it. And I'm just filling in around right now with broad brush strokes just to get most of the space covered before I start going into the details. And I may go back over this again with this color or a lighter color, depending on how it turns out. I really don't care if the paint is mixed thoroughly, and it doesn't bother me really if I mess up slightly and paint over some of my fern, because I can always go back and fix that, or it's just part of the imperfect process. I think that's what I like about this. It's not a perfect process. Your painting doesn't look absolutely perfect. And that's what I like the most, I think. Now, once again, I'm finding it somewhat challenging to video myself painting because I am trying to hurry. And normally I wouldn't. I've said in earlier videos, and if you've watched any of my earlier ones, you know that I started painting rather late in life. I was actually in my 60s when I started painting, and I was still working full-time. I was an optician for many, many years, and I've always pursued some type of creative outlet. I started with fabric landscapes and sort of moved into wheel-thrown pottery and glazing. Actually, I think I enjoyed the glazing more than the actual making of the pottery. And I think that's maybe in the end what led me to painting. But I did wheel thrown pottery and raku pottery, and did that for quite a few years, and played with photography. So I've also made, I repurpose old things like china and old implements and things like that, and make garden art, because I'm an avid organic gardener. I have usually a year-round garden going here in North Carolina, where I live. That's one of the things I'm very passionate about, among other things, like my grandchildren. And I really am not caring that the paint is not mixed thoroughly at times, that there's some light and some dark. Okay, so now I'm going to take a finer brush and get a little bit closer. I had several papers to choose from, just things that I'd offloaded my paint onto, and mix that up a little bit, and made marks on and what have you. So I had a couple of things to choose from, but I decided that I wanted something that looked more like ferns. So that's why I chose this paper in the end. Let's get a little bit more red in this. Getting a little bit light. I'm going to cover up that black marker. This is one of those fun things to do if you're stuck, you're working on a painting, which I'm working on a larger painting at this moment of trees, and I posted a short video on that. I'm working on that. I've been working on that painting for a while, and I've had to let it sit from time to time because I wasn't sure the direction that the painting needed to go. And when I get to that point, I know I need to stop and just sort of step back and let it marinate for a little bit. So this is one of those things that, you know, I'm still doing art, still painting, and my creativity is still flowing, but I don't want to overpaint that painting to where I get to a point where I've gone past where I want it to be, and I'm getting near the end, and that's always the hard part for me, is getting near the end. There's so many times where I've gotten to that point and I've gotten very frustrated and actually gotten so frustrated that I completely covered the painting up with white gesso and started a completely different painting. And I often take pictures of the process a painting goes through, and I found that a painting that I had done that with, and I looked at that photograph, and I was at that point where I couldn't figure out what to do with the painting. And so I look at that painting now, that unfinished painting, and how perfect it was. And I could just kick myself. So I have learned the hard way to let something sit and not be so quick to cover it up, or let it get to the point where I get so frustrated that I cover it up. I'm not going to do that anymore. I think that was something I did early on because I just wasn't, I didn't trust myself enough to, whoops, I just covered that up. Okay, that's all right. Now see, I'm talking, trying to talk and paint at the same time. So I accidentally covered up that leaf, but that's okay. I often wonder, I guess it comes with practice. I often wonder, a lot of the artists that I watch through classes or podcasts or videos, I often wonder how they make it look so natural, painting and videoing and talking at the same time. Okay, so that's starting to take shape. You can kind of see where that's going. And I'm going to turn this around so that you can see it. And then I'm going to work on this part here. Let's see. Let's go to this side. Cover it up. Try not to get paint on my hands because I know some of this is wet. I should have started in the middle. Note to self. I'm just sort of mixing this paint as I go, which is why it's different, looks different in different places. But I kind of like that. I've always mixed my paint as I go. We're getting near the holidays, and I haven't made a video yet on my process with my website, but my website is up. I'm really proud of that, and I'm thankful for all the help that I had getting it up. Normally I would do that myself, but I just decided that I was going to have help this time. And I'm glad I did, because that would have been weeks of me working on just that and not my art. And I just decided that working on my art was worth having somebody help me with the website. So I'm very happy with how it looks. I decided to go with art storefronts, and I think I did mention that in another video, but I'm very glad that I did. It was a splurge, but I'm retired now, and after many years of working hard, I'm entitled to a splurge. I'm surprised we've had no barking dog yet. I probably just jinxed myself. It's been a very interesting week so far. Very interesting couple of weeks. My husband and I both were sick. But we are better now. And looking forward to enjoying ourselves and getting out in the beautiful weather. I got out today and had a walk with the dog and my husband and enjoyed the sunshine and the leaves falling. And I went out to my garden and sat for a few minutes. It's very interesting doing YouTube videos. And I had done them in the past a long time ago. But you're sharing a part of yourself with people. And some people find that strange, and some people find it very daunting, but I don't mind. I have a life that I enjoy, and I don't mind sharing it with others, whether it's through my garden or through my painting or social media. I don't know if you can see that. I had to turn it just a little bit so I don't get paint on myself. I probably should start down here and come back up. The paint's still a little tacky in places. We're almost done. I just want to wish everyone a happy, healthy holiday season. And hope that you can spend it with those that you love. This is a tight little area right here. Okay, let's see, where am I? There we go. Let's get this covered here. Okay, one more section here. Start from the bottom. I don't know if other artists do this, but I really like learning new techniques and learning, I'm sure they do. I like learning new material, how to use new painting materials and painting techniques, and I find it fascinating to watch other artists. I have to be really careful right now because I don't want to accidentally cover something up if I can help it. Come back down here. Now what I'll most likely do after this dries is I'll probably come back and put a slightly lighter color on it, I'm thinking. I'm not a huge fan of pink, but this just seemed the right way to go at the time. I'm finishing up here. I appreciate you hanging out with me today. I love to paint, and I'm grateful and blessed to have the time to paint. Okay. Whoop, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Forgot down here. Okay, so hopefully you can see that okay. I'm going to hold it up a little bit. I'll probably come through and go with a little bit lighter, a little bit more white. Add a little more white to this pink and tone it down just a little bit. But that's our negative painting. And I've taken something that I had and just sort of worked with it and just completely changed how it looks. And I like it. Hope you guys have a great week, and thanks for hanging out with me again. And if you would like and comment and subscribe, I'd like to know what fun painting techniques you use to get yourself out of a rut. And you guys take care.